Hey guys, Chris here with Geek on Tech, and today we're going to be doing the review on the Galaxy S22 Ultra, and if it even makes sense to upgrade, or maybe not. Let's jump right into it. Alright, so first things first, let's just get it out of the way, okay? I'm wearing a puffer because it's cold in Vegas. You can go ahead and drop your Michelin Man memes down below. Go ahead. I'll wait. I'll wait. Like the teacher used to say, I'll wait. I'll wait. I don't care. Go ahead, meme it up. It is what it is, okay? It looks puffy, it is puffy, but it's warm. And that's all I care about. So anyways, jumping into the performance. That's what I wanted to start off with this. Performance has been really, really good. It's fluid, it runs games effortlessly. Really the only game that I play is Wild Rift on this. And it runs it smooth. You're not dropping any frames or anything like that. There is some bugs that I've ran into, and if you haven't seen my other video, I'll link it down in the description. There's a bug when it comes to YouTube Music, which is not YouTube Music, it's actually on the S22 Ultra. So this particular phone, there's an issue with how it's communicating with YouTube Music. You'll see in the video a little bit more details in regards to that. So there's that. But there are other bugs. Just yesterday, last night, I had to restart my phone because it froze up a little bit, and for some reason I couldn't touch the bottom, but I'm sure it's something that's going to get fixed in a future software update. Overall though, it's not a big deal. Technically the phone just dropped yesterday, and these are bugs that I've been experiencing since before actual launch date. So I would imagine that they're going to get ironed out here in the next month or probably 2 months. And they're really not that big of a deal. I'm sure they're easy fixes. Overall, it's fluid, it's fast, it's responsive. It's just a little bit better than the S21 Ultra. Like a little bit more snappier, fingerprint scanner's a little bit better, so it's very incremental. But overall performance, it's very good. You can't notice the 4 gigs less that you have of RAM, because I had the S21 Ultra and it had less specs now. This has less specs now than what the S21 Ultra has, so you can't notice that. But overall performance, I would give it an A+ for sure. I think it's what we can all expect from a new modern phone, and you're not going to be disappointed, and you're not going to be lagging. I'm sure this will last you years, no problem. Hey guys, so we have teleported to the park now, but now in regards to the actual build quality itself, the phone is nice. I think their whole goal was to make this look like a Note, and it makes sense. For the past few years, they were releasing the same phone, same specs, but 2 different times of the year, so we were kind of waiting for nothing. So it's kind of cool that they've transitioned their Note lineup to the S lineup now, which I think is the best way to do it. I hated having to wait 7 months for the same phone just in a boxier shape. And I feel like this design is nice. I love the colorways. Samsung, I don't know who needs to hear this, and I don't know if this is a little bit too upfront, but this is not burgundy. This is purple. It's purple, okay? I know I'm not very good when it comes to colors myself too. You know, I get confused when it's like pink or fuchsia or a lilac and purple. I get it. But this is not burgundy, okay? Now, might be an unpopular opinion. Some people might be diehard burgundy fans, right? But this is not burgundy, okay? At least not for me. This looks more like a purple to me. I mean, maybe if you put it in like direct sunlight super hard, it starts to turn kind of burgundy, but for the most part it looks purple. And I call it what it is. This is purple. Great color. Green I think is way better. I've been rocking the watch for the past few days. I think the green just looks better. The S Pen looks nice. I like the little touch that you guys added when it comes to the like the black, matte black on all of them. It looks really nice. The clickiness ever since like the Note 7 or Note 6 or Note 5 I think it was. Keep that looks great. But all in all, the build quality, I will give it a B+ maybe. The only reason I'm giving it a B+ and not an A+ is because I think this should have a flat screen. Now, you can prove me wrong, that might be another unpopular opinion, but this has to have a flat display. The fact that it's curved bugs me. And I don't know about you guys, and it's not even so much about accidental touches. It's about how it feels in the hand. You know, the iPhone, for example, is a bigger phone, or maybe even just as big as this, but it feels better in the hands because it's a boxier design. It's easier to handle. I don't know. I think I prefer it, and I think most people would too. So that's my take on the build quality. So I'll give it a B plus. I think they did a great job overall. I wish they would have done a flat screen. Now, even though this does have a curved display, I think the display, I don't really know how much more you could do to make this better. This thing looks fantastic as it is already. It looks great. I think it's the best display on the market, period, hands down. So the display, A plus. I mean, you can't really knock that. I think we've all known that Samsung carries some of the best, if not the best displays on a smartphone, period. The speaker performance is slightly better than the S21 Ultra. Again, not anything that's going to be noticeable, especially if you have, and I guess especially if you don't have both phones in front of you, right? But if you have both phones in front of you, you can tell that this one might be a little bit louder, but it's just not noticeable enough. The speakers are great though. There's no need to really have an emphasis on having better speakers. These get the job done, and overall I'm impressed and I'm happy with them. Alright, so there's no volume right now. I'm gonna go ahead and turn up the volume so we can hear it. We'll have to wait and see. That is pretty clear right there. So now we just click go. No. Those are the speakers, yo. Now, battery life. Here is kind of my take on this. At first couple days, it felt a little bit better, but I think it was just the placebo effect. I did some testing the past few days since I've had the phone. It's been my daily driver. It's the only phone I've been using, and I'm getting 5.5 hours of screen on time. Now, what that means to me and what that translates to me is I'm getting to about 20% at the end of the day, 20 to 15% at the end of the day after a full day use. And I'll go ahead and leave a screenshot of some of the usage that I run through. But basically, I'm watching YouTube, Twitch, I'm listening to music, I'm checking social media, I'm responding to comments to you guys. Those are the main things that I do on my phone. Of course, I make phone calls, I text, and I use Google Voice and that sort of thing. But I don't really do anything crazy like mobile gaming. So I would imagine if you're a mobile gamer, you're probably gonna need a recharge at least one time throughout the day, because I know mobile gaming is intensive. I do game every now and then, like if I go to the airport or if we're taking a trip or anything like that. So I will, throw on some Wild Rift or even very occasionally some TFT. But other than that, there's not really too much mobile gaming that goes into this. It's just a multimedia, social media device and a messaging device. That's pretty much how I use this right here. And if that's how you mainly use your phones, then this is gonna last you all day, not a problem. Some people are getting better battery life. Look, battery life is one of those things that is subjective to you. The way that I use my phone is kind of how I just explained it to you, and I use it on max settings. Max brightness, 120 hertz. Of course, you can tone down all that stuff, and you can make tweaks here and there to make your battery life last longer. They got ultra power saving mode. You can use that sort of stuff. I don't use any of that stuff. I like to use my phone to its fullest potential, and I want to see how long it lasts. So is this the battery king? No. I do like that it recharges fast though. Before I came here, I let it completely die and I charged it in 30 minutes, got me up to 65%, which is pretty good, not bad. I did have to use my 45 watt charger for that, and I was kind of impressed by that. But other than that, I don't want to, it's a B plus. You could do better than this, Samsung. Like, there's other phones out there on the market. How does Red Magic have a better battery and a faster charging battery than Samsung? It doesn't make sense. The iPhone, their charging speeds are not that good, but their battery lasts all day. You can't kill that battery, right? So that's my take on the battery, and that's my take on the battery life itself. So we'll give it a B plus. It's not bad, it's not the worst, but it's definitely not the best. And it's definitely not a noticeable improvement from last year. The thing that was actually noticeable, that was a big change for me this year, was the camera. And specifically nighttime photography. And I know that they made a big deal about it, like, oh my God, nightography this, nightography that. We are now in a space where it is very hard to pick a #1 best camera all around when it comes to like the big flagship phones. I mean, I did a test. I'll link it in the description if you want to see the exact details, like full detailed review on the camera. And to my surprise, This beat out the Pixel 6 and the iPhone overall in camera quality. And it's shocking because usually my Pixel 6 is the one that is my go-to, and that was actually the worst of the three. And you guys will see for yourself. I mean, you guys go ahead and go into the video and pick a winner if you want to, but overall, and I feel like I still need to do more testing on this, but overall this has the better camera right now from an aspect of like speaking true to life colors. It's bringing the actual correct colors. It's not over brightening things, to the bokeh effect, to video recording, to everything, and to even up close shots. Actually, earlier today I took a close macro shot at home, and it was super clear, and I thought the iPhone had everybody edged out on that, but this did extremely well as well too. This might be the camera king of the year, which is crazy to say, right? That a Samsung might be better than a Pixel and an iPhone, but we'll have to wait and see. We'll wait and see what Pixel does this year, and we'll wait and see what iPhone does, and I can't wait to do an end of the year like camera battle off. You know, like in You Got Served, they did a dance off, like dun 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 dun. Well, we're gonna do a camera off, and we're about to see who the best phone is when it comes to the camera. Right now, I'll give it an A+ though. It's my favorite camera of the three kings, is the way that I like to call it, and I'll give that an A+ for sure. And here's some camera samples if you want to see for yourself. I took some more here at the park, and I'm going to compare them side by side to the S21 Ultra as well too, so you guys can see if it's an improvement from last year, which it is, and you guys will see. As you can see, they're both great quality when it comes to video, especially during these conditions where it's nice, it's sunny outside, the sky is perfectly blue. There's only one problem that I found with both these phones, is we're not in Southern California, so that's the only problem. Wish I was in Anaheim. Anyways, here's the video. Tell me what you guys think. And here, from just one quick example, it's really hard to see a difference between last year's and this year's. Maybe just a little bit more detail in the dynamic range if you look past in the background on the S22 Ultra, but the big difference is going to be in the night mode. If you want to see a full comparison to the other flagships, click the link in the description. I'm going to leave my camera test that I did with the big three, that way you guys can get a better idea on what the camera results will look like. So all in all, guys, does it make sense to upgrade to the S22 Ultra? And you know, it's hard to justify, right? There's really only one big upgrade that I've seen so far from this year's model compared to last year's, and it's the camera. The camera is better, I think better overall, and it's noticeable. But battery life's about the same, display's about the same. The only difference is the build. You know, if you like the Note boxy design, if you're a diehard Note fan and the S Pen is important to you, then that's when it makes sense to upgrade. But if you have a Note 20 Ultra or you have an S21 Ultra, I would definitely hold on to those devices. I don't think it's justifiable to upgrade. I don't think it makes sense. And not only that, if I were you, I would wait to see what the Z Fold is like. You know, pricing is very similar. Trade-in promos are actually very similar. They're both great when it comes to the pre-order. So I would wait and hold off and see what the Z Fold 4 is like, because it sounds like it's going to be really, really nice. And we'll see if they do some big upgrades to that. And not only that, just based on how they're moving everything, they're moving their Note line to the S line. It feels like the foldable device is something that they want to make their premium device. So maybe they'll add some extra stuff this year. So we'll have to wait and see. That's what I would do if I was in your guys' shoes. So yeah, that's my take on whether or not it makes sense to get the S22 Ultra. Now, the things that I would like to see changed next year, S23 Ultra. Like what would, or Chris, if you could change something on the S22 Ultra, what would you like to see that's different? There's a few different things, right? I think the camera's in a good space. You know, incremental update from this year to next year, or if they even kept the camera the same for this year, that's fine. Camera's good. The display is good. I would like to see a flat display. Battery life, I wish was better. I mean, if iPhone is in the 8 to 9 hour screen on time range, we got to get closer to that. You can't be almost half of that. At 5.5 hours is what I'm getting right now, and I'm getting over 8, sometimes even 9 on the iPhone. That's a big deal. Like that is a massive deal. And so yeah, those are really like the two things. And I wish overall the UI, even though UI 4.1 or 4.0, whatever one right now is good, I wish it was a little bit faster, a little bit more responsive, and just a little bit snappier. I really like the UI on the Google Pixel. Man, if they did like a Google edition S22 Ultra, that would be freaking fire. Where you just ran Android, straight up stock Android onto a Galaxy device. I think that would be cool, but that's probably not gonna happen. So if they just cleaned it up a little bit, made it a little bit more responsive, upgraded the battery and did a flat display, that would be, man, I don't think you could really do much more than that. So that's my take. Now, as of right now, this is in my top 3. It is in my top 3. It can't be top 1 just because of the battery life, and camera is still too close to the iPhone. And it could be 2 though, actually, because it has a better battery life than the Pixel, and the cameras are subjectively better than the Pixel. So I think this might be my number 2 phone. Number 1, just a quick rundown of my rankings. Number 1, I think the iPhone just wins overall. Overall, like, this is a great phone, but I think overall the battery life is a very, very important deal to me. And I'm thinking the way that I rank things is worst case scenario. If you were stuck on an island with one phone, you know, or not even on an island, but if you were stuck and only had to choose one phone, which one would you go with? Number 1, I think I'd just go with the iPhone for 2 reasons. I love the battery life and it has a flat display. You know, maybe I'm biased, maybe it's an unpopular opinion, but it is what it is. Number 1, iPhone. Number 2, S22 Ultra. Number 3, Pixel 6 Pro. And then number 4, I'll probably give it to the Z Fold 4, or Z Fold 3. I've been playing with it and I have a lot of hope in the Z Fold 4 that it's going to be a big hitter, a heavy hitter this year. So we'll have to wait and see. But that's my take on the S22 Ultra, guys. Thank you guys so much for jumping into the channel and taking a look at my review. Please like if you guys liked the video. Thank you for commenting. I get back to all the comments. And let's chop it up. What do you guys think? What do you guys think is your best phone this year, and what do you guys have for rankings right now? What's your best phone this year so far? Thank you guys for stopping by. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you guys can see the new upcoming content, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace, guys.